What's up, everybody? How are you? We are going to go over today the coronavirus bailout money. There's so much of it. It covers everyone, almost everyone. You have to understand something about this, is that the rules and the terms and everything about this is so general and so broad that it covers nearly everyone. So let's see here. And also, you got to keep in mind, this stuff is changing so much right now that new pieces and specifics and little changes are happening all the time. So we're going to go over all of that today. So first things first, warnings. Don't trust me. Go do your own homework. There's Google right in front of you. You've got a phone. Type it in. Verify everything I'm saying before you do anything. None of this is investment advice. It's only commentary. You should find a professional, trusted legal, tax, finance person. As we're seeing here every single day, there's still much confusion within this bill. So again, like I said on part one, do your own research. Some states are doing their own bailouts, so verify this. Also, there are some nonprofits doing their own bailouts, so verify this. I've got a couple for you, but I'm here in Missouri. I know that the state of Kansas is doing, I know the state of California is doing special bailouts for just their state. So check your own state. And then again, comment and share this so that we can get this info out. Okay, so here's what's going to be covered. What I'm going to cover first is everything for the workers and the employees. All right, there's so much stuff, and everyone's only talking about how these business owners are protected. But I'm going to go employees and workers first, business owners and such second, and then things that cover everyone after that. So PPP and EDIL, I think it's actually EIDL, my mistake, I'm not going to fix it. Families and individuals, benefits, that $1,200 check you're hearing about, medical stuff, food stuff, stuff for the veterans, great. Emergency family leave, renter and tenant protection, absolutely. Emergency paid leave and sick leave, I had that already. Credit reporting and your credit cards, student loans and higher education issues, mortgage loan, yes, they'll even do stuff to help you with your mortgage payments. Investment accounts, charities, and aviation industry. Okay, let me go and show you this. This is kind of a visualization. As you can see, a lot of the money coming from this side going to here. Large business, small business, that's all of your local, sole proprietor type small businesses. Households, that's everyone. Health, states, airline, FEMA, and such. Okay, let's see here. I'll start off with the newest development. So this, read the title here. It says, Nancy Pelosi really just said there's no data suggesting Americans need financial assistance right now. Yeah, I know. They need so much non-assistance that the headlines are all showing that the Fed just printed $2 trillion more for this program, for all of this stuff. Let's see. Here it is. That's how much America isn't in trouble right now. So let's hear the Speaker of the House.
Leader McConnell honored that request. I say honor, really, dishonored the needs that we have, with a stunt on the floor of the Senate requesting that $250 billion. No data as to why we need it and the rest, when there are outstanding needs.
So the $250 billion, that's what's going on to the small business owners. Remember, we just went over this right here. She's saying that a lot of that has no need, no obvious data of why we need that. Anyway, let's continue. That's your house. That's your representation right now. Okay, where am I getting all this information? I'm going to cite all of it in the video comments below. But first things first, Congress.gov, the actual bill, the CARES Act, Senate Bill 3548. Check this out, okay? This is right here. You can read it for yourself. I'm just going to go over a few title pieces. You can read, this is how they write a bill. This is what it looks like. Table of contents. Now, right here. Firstly, the bill itself covers small business interruption loans, relief for individuals, families, and business, rebates, and other individual provisions. There's so much stuff here that even my video is not going to cover it. You can check out, delay of payment on employer payroll taxes. Amazing. That might not be of interest to you. Maybe what's interest of you is Minority Business Development Agency or emergency relief through loans and grants for airlines. This is all the stuff for airlines down here. Right here, aviation excise taxes, all sorts of stuff. Go to the actual bill and just browse. This is it right here. Support for healthcare providers. Right now I know healthcare providers that are not happy because they are not really getting any of those bonus checks or anything because they are all essential workers. Here's a bunch of the finance stuff. Education. Anyway, let's get into it. Okay, here we go. I said I'd start with workers and employees first. Here it is. First off, like I said, you guys, if you got laid off and you're really nervous, I had someone message me and say, well, my son applied already, but he couldn't get it. And I said, back to this person, I said, exactly what I told you earlier. They've made the rules and requirements for this so vague that anyone can get this. It says here, this is who's covered under this insurance. It's all of these things on the right. You can literally, quit job as a direct result of coronavirus. Member of the household has been, place of employment closed. I'm self-employed, I'm a 1099 and I'm affected. That's the word they're using, affected. So everyone's affected. Everyone's affected right now. There's no one who isn't, except for individuals that can telework with pay and individuals receiving paid sick leave or other paid leave benefits. So that's fair, okay? Now, this is what I said for a lot of the workers. If you're in the restaurant industry, breaking news today, Restaurant Employee Relief Fund, $500, it comes really quickly. This is from the National Restaurant Association. They're bringing it in fast. Yeah, you have to apply and you have to have a show. You have to show some of your verifications, but it's right there for you. That's as of just today. So let's see, I said I would go to employees and such first. Okay, so another thing they've got here, this is a piece of Emergency Family and Medical Leave Expansion Act. That mixed with Emergency Unemployment Insurance Stabilization and combined with Emergency Paid Sick Leave, these basically, if you're an employee, you're completely covered. It doesn't matter if you're an hourly employee, if you're an executive in Wall Street, it doesn't matter. If you're an hourly employee and you get laid off, you're covered. Now this stuff is being done through the Department of Labor, so you need to call your state's Department of Labor, whoever's in charge of unemployment. Not only that, but the part of the legislation pays an extra higher amount as well than what would be normal because they know that how many people are going under. Okay, next, that $1,200 check. Here's the situation on that. If you make $75,000 or below, you're going to get a $1,200 check. 75 to 95, you get a slightly less amount, and then above, you don't get any check, especially if there's husband and wife and you have a large income. You're not getting this check. However, there's more than just the check. Oh, side note, the check will automatically go into your bank account if you have filed that direct deposit with the IRS in the past. If you have not and you've always had them send you a check, you need to figure that out right now. Otherwise, it could take a couple months. So there's more stuff than just that $1,200 stimulus check. I mentioned a moment ago, file for unemployment and get an extra $600. So they're doing the normal unemployment, but an extra $600. And it's for an extra 13 weeks than normal. So this thing covers for like 6 months. It's crazy how long that is. Part of the legislation, you can suspend your mortgage payment. That's right. Right here, you can get a 60-day suspension on your mortgage payment. Call your lender and tell them you want this, if this makes sense for you. Catch a break on student loan interest. So I thought this was something you would have to call. Turns out they're just freezing all of them automatically. You might want to double check on this though. So right here it says for 60 days and 0% interest. That's amazing. Don't be surprised if that gets extended. They're already talking about passing a second bill just like this one. Small business loan, we'll go to that in just a moment. Take advantage of new tax deadline. Your taxes are not due by April 15th. Now it's July 15th. Okay, your IRAs. You guys have IRAs and such and 401ks. You can move money in and out without getting any type of penalty. That's a really sweet deal. And if you're a charitable person, it lets you also deduct an additional $300. So, okay. Not only that, here's the thing about credit cards and your credit reporting. You can call your credit card company right now, all right, and you can say, I'm having trouble, I'm affected by coronavirus, I want to suspend payments, I want to make a deal, blah, blah, blah. Probably be best if you call them with an idea of what you want instead of just saying, what can you do for me? Call them and say, you want this, you want that, and then see if they'll negotiate with you down. Here's how a lot of this money right now is working. Government, businesses, you. The government is giving the money to the businesses, and you have to call the businesses to get that benefit. They're not giving it straight to the people, which I think is ridiculous. But anyway, you need to call your credit card company. You can also be rested knowing that the credit reporting agencies have all been instructed to freeze credit reporting for the next 120 days. So 3, 6, 9, 12, 4 months. The next 4 months, credit agencies are not going to report any of that drama that might happen with you and your bills and such. This is the part that talks about federally backed mortgage loans. If you have a mortgage, investment property, it's your own house, whatever, again, same thing. Call your mortgage provider and let them know. You can do this with auto loans. You can do this with student loans, we already said. Credit cards, we already said. And then, what's the other one? I'll get to it in a moment. So this is also rolls right into tenant protections. That's right. If you can't pay your bills for your rent, call your landlord and say, hey, I know that CARES Act legislation has got passed, that relief bill, and I know it protects renters. I know it protects you as the landlord. Again, government, landlord, you. They're giving the landlord the money, not the renter. So you need to call your landlord and let them know. Also, evictions are being frozen. This is also at a state level across the country. So states are doing it across the country as well. So right here, it's 120 days on eviction. Now, what you need to know is if the government branch HUD, Housing Urban Development, gave your landlord a loan. That's how they can freeze this stuff. If your landlord just owns the duplex or apartment building 100% free, you may need to, I'm not sure about that. You may be in trouble. Because right here it says, the CARES Act covers 12 million rental units in federally financed properties. And what? It said a percentage, and I thought it was like 30% or something. 28%, yeah. We estimate that eviction covering properties will apply to roughly 30% of U.S. rentals. So again, you've got a 30% chance. However, Jackson County, Missouri put a full freeze on evictions. I believe the entire state of Kansas put a full freeze on evictions. Check with your landlord on that. Okay, let me make sure I haven't missed anything. Medical coverage and federal medical programs, these are just being beefed up like crazy. So if you don't have insurance, if you can't figure out your medical situation, call the different hotlines. For those of you who are older with Social Security and Medicare, Medicaid, you're fine. Those have been beefed up as well. Food banks, SNAP, WIC, all of it, they're being beefed up with extra funding. Veterans Affairs. Veterans Affairs is being beefed up and provided lots of extra funding. So if you're a veteran, I know that it's not the perfect situation, but here we go. We covered emergency family leave. Again, same situation as unemployed people. If you feel like you've been affected, there's benefits there for you. You just need to call the different agencies like Department of Labor. Tenant protections, we briefly went over that. Credit, yes. Student loans, yes. Now there are lots of higher education situations, different types of grants, loans, scholarships, these types of different specifics. I'm not going to get into those, but if you just go right back here, it's all right here. Let me highlight this. Let's see, chapter 445. Check this out. You remember this that I showed you? Scroll right here if you're a college student or a mom, dad paying it, and just click right down to here, 4-5 right here, education provisions, boom. Or you can just read these pieces here. Let's see, oh, my kid has a Pell Grant. Okay, well, here you go. Here's the situation on Pell Grants. So do your own homework, like I said. Investment accounts and IRAs, I'll go over that more in just a moment. And okay, now those of you who are business owners. First things first. Oh, darn it. Oh man, I apologize. I got my panels all mixed up here. Now I feel like a fool. All right, anyway, a quick summary of the Paycheck Protection Program. I'm going to guess you've already got this done. People are scrambling right now. Here it is. A rate. Oh, this must be changed. I didn't know this changed. It's a 1% loan. Is the amount of the loan 2.5 times your business's average monthly payroll, up to, I believe, $1 million. The terms, a 2-year loan. Its first 6 months are deferred of payments. No collateral or personal guarantee. Loan forgiveness if you spend the money on qualified expenses. What are qualified expenses? Rent, utilities, payroll. That's it, you guys. It's literally free money. Now check this out. Again, government, banks, you the business owner, they're giving the money to the banks. You need to call the banks. It's an SBA loan. It's basically 2 pages. It's super simple. Now check this out as well. How much can you make? Well, that's a good question. I will show you right here on this website. Again, it's in the source down in the comments. Let's say the sum of your payments each month were $500,000. You're eligible right here for $114,500. Are my employees out there still listening? Did you hear my part about how this is a forgivable loan if you spend it on payroll? Make sure that your boss is doing this. This is your responsibility also. So, so let's just play a game. Let's say your office, I'm totally estimating here. Let's say your office has 10 people. You're here in Kansas City. The average pay in Kansas City for an annual salary is about $55,000. So 55, that would be $550,000. 10 people. Your office of 10 could be eligible for $125,000. Talk to your boss. Okay. I think that was all I wanted to bring you here. Everybody's ready for this. All of the banks are completely geared up and ready for this thing. There's also EIDL, which I will go over in a moment. The application right here, SBA.gov, it's on their homepage. That's for the paycheck protection, the one I just showed you. Just click that, boom, it opens. I told you, it's just 2 pages. It's super simple. Send it into your bank. Here's EIDL, same thing. Type it into Google, SBA EIDL loan. This is very similar to the paycheck protection, except for that it gets to you much quicker, and there are a few provisions, but just check right here. Do your research, read. You guys are smart. The last thing I want to show you, yes, payroll tax credits. Listen to this. Employees and employers, you're going to like this. 2 new employer, I'll zoom in as well so you can read it at home if you're watching. There we go. All right, 2 new employer tax provisions are also available to most employers, including nonprofits, with the goal of helping them keep more employees on payroll. The Employee Retention Credit provides a credit against applicable taxes, blah, 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 up to $5,000 per employee. And basically what they're saying are that employers and employees no longer have to pay payroll taxes until 2021. Not a bad deal, not a bad gig. So again, check with your CPA, check with whoever, figure this stuff out. But let me think here. I believe that is a general overview. Like I said, there is so much new stuff constantly coming out on this right now. They are talking about right now doing a second one, so we will see, but I'll keep you guys covered. Message me directly if you have any more questions. Otherwise, you guys take care. See ya.